Dear friends, Shalom Ubracha. We recite the Hallel every Rosh Chodesh and every Chag. The Hallel is a special praising expression that is composed of 6 chapters of Tehillim, 113 to 118, and they're always said together. When comes Pesach, we find something peculiar in the Haggadah, that the Hallel is split in 2. We say the first 2 chapters, and we stop, we eat the matzah, the maror, and we eat the seudah, and after Birkat Hamazon, we begin what is called in the Haggadah the Hallel, and that's the beginning of the second part of the Hallel that we read. And the question is, why is the Hallel split in 2? Something that we never do. Not only that, it created a halachic problem, because really when we say the Hallel, we have to say a beracha, ligmor et Hallel, before we say the Hallel. And in essence, in the Haggadah, we should have said that beracha also, but we don't say it because the Hallel is split in 2, so we can't make a beracha. So what do? We say the Hallel in the Bet HaKnesset for Arvit, and there we make a beracha, and we have in mind that we're saying the beracha for the Hallel that we say in Arvit, and the Hallel that we say in the split in the Haggadah, and it would be so much easier if we just did as we always do. Just say the beracha with the Hallel and read the whole Hallel and continue the rest. But obviously there is a good reason, or many reasons, why this is done so. And it teaches us and defines to us what we are doing that night of Pesach when reading the Haggadah. And it seems to be that the difference between the first 2 chapters and the other chapters of Tehillim that represent this Hallel is that the first 2 chapters is a reference to Mitzrayim. There is a reference of Hallelu Avdei Hashem, Avadim, that Yetziat Mitzrayim, we stopped being the Avadim of Paro, and we became the Avadim of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It speaks, the second chapter is Betzet Yisrael Mi Mitzrayim, clearly speaking about Yetziat Mitzrayim. So those 2 chapters go together with the Haggadah, and then begins the part of the Haggadah that is called Hallel, and that comes with the 4 chapters, and the Hallel HaGadol known for the 26 Kilo Olam Chasto chapter of Tehillim that we say, and after that we say Nishmat, all that not connected to Mitzrayim at all. So we see that the Haggadah and of Pesach has the component of Mitzrayim that we have to thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu for, and then there is a component of thanking HaKadosh Baruch Hu for all the chesed that He does with us at all times, not limited to Yetziat Mitzrayim, but day in and day out. And the Rambam makes it clear. He writes in explaining the mitzvah or Sipur Yetziat Mitzrayim, he adds a couple of interesting points. He says that the mitzvah Yetziat Mitzrayim is to tell over the story, but he adds a few words, Lefi tzachut leshono, that it has to be in his expressive and best way of description that he has with his language. That means that the person has to be expressive, effusive in saying the Haggadah with his own words. It's not enough to say the Haggadah. He doesn't write this mitzvah or Sipur Mitzrayim is to read the Haggadah or to read Pesukim in the Torah that speak about Yetziat Mitzrayim. He speaks about the Haggadah being said by us in what our Hachamim prepared to make easy for us, but mostly by our own words and our own expressions. Yet, he also continues and he says that after, in the process of doing this Sipur of Yetziat Mitzrayim, this story of Yetziat Mitzrayim, a person has to have also that, to have in mind what he calls the regular chasadim shegemalanu that HaKadosh Baruch Hu does with us at all times. That also is included in the Haggadah of Pesach, and therefore we understand why there is the separation, because Hallel means we're going to thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu for everything that He does for us at all times. When we say Bechol Dor Vador Chayav Adam Le'arot Et Atzmo Kilu Yatza Mitzrayim, in every generation a person has to show himself as though he himself came out of Mitzrayim. It means we have our own personal Mitzrayim. We go through our own difficulties. Mitzrayim means narrow. We go through narrow paths in our lives, and the Kadosh Baruch Hu helps us all along, step by step. For that, we have to regard ourselves as if we ourselves are coming out from our own personal Mitzrayim, and therefore it is important that we make clear on that night, we thank you for Yetziat Mitzrayim, and we thank you for every other miracle that you do. It's, in essence, it would be a great accomplishment if we were able to encourage our children when we sit at the table on the night of Pesach reading the Haggadah, to ask them to tell over their own personal miracles, to urge them to speak about how great HaKadosh Baruch Hu is with us, to look at themselves. Just the miracles that happen in the body of a human being are enough to praise HaKadosh Baruch Hu every single moment of the day. We have to inspire our children that they should know that we're coming to say not only the Haggadah, to tell one story. It's not just to tell a story that happened, but on the contrary, it's beyond that. It's to tell the story that happens, that repeats itself at all times, and we are conscious of it, and we thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu for it. Be'ezrat Hashem, we should be zocheh to what we prayed that same night, in the midst of this Hallel, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu give us many moadim, regalim, semechim bebinyan irach, vesasim ba'avodatach, where we're happy with the reconstruction of the Beit HaMikdash of Yerushalayim, and the service in that Beit HaMikdash of the Korban Pesach, v'nodeh lecha shechadash ha'geulatenu v'apedut nafshenu, and we should be zocheh to create a new song of praise to our Kadosh Baruch Hu for our redemption and our deliverance from all our troubles. And Be'ezrat Hashem, we should be zocheh to have a wonderful Pesach. L'chaim tovim u'shalom. On next Pesach in Yerushalayim HaBenuya, we shall bring the Korban Pesach b'simcha u'sason u'tuv levav. תזכו לשנים רבות, נעימות וטובות.